So I think there is a difference between eye primers and eye bases. Eye bases are an example. I would use something like what I have here is MAC's Shade Stick. And this one's in Penny. This actually happens to be the only shade stick I own. And honestly, I only own it because there are so many gurus on YouTube here that recommend it. And I saw it at the CCO, so I picked it up. And I've used it a few times. It's a nice eye base, but I'm going to talk about this in a second. So this is an example of an eye base. Another eye base I would say is something like this. These are the Benefit Creaseless shadows. This one's in Recess, and I will show you the color. And this is really beautiful champagne kind of color. It goes on great onto the lid, and it helps different colors come through depending on what shadows you're using them with. Another example of an eye base would be a MAC product as well. This is a paint pot. I know it says Rubenesque there, but I've actually split them. This half is Indianwood and then the other half is Rubenesque. I actually split it with my sister. We just went halvesies and it's worked out great for both of us. So, because I don't find myself, I use this paint pot a lot, both sides, and honestly, there's not even a dip yet. So, and paint pots do go bad quickly, so you don't want to collect too many of them if you don't use them very often, to be honest with you. So those are the colors I use the most. That's why I have them. Another eye base, I would say, would be these MAC paints. And these are kind of the old school version of right before they came out with the paint pots. And I actually have a few of these. I'm not going to show you all of them. I have this color, which is Tanray, and it's just really true to that color that you see right there on the tube. Hope you can see that. And this is, again, another great eye base. This is an eye base that honestly I would use as well without an eye primer underneath, because it doesn't crease like the other stuff does on me. It does a really good job of keeping your shadows there and letting your color stay true to whatever it is you're trying to go for, because we all know we've tried different looks. So those are like the different eye bases that I have. So to talk a little bit about the eye bases now that I mentioned. Sorry, that's my phone. The eye bases that I guess I'll go ahead and do this in order. And I'm going to go ahead and start out with the paint. I talked about it. It's great. It dries to a really nice consistency. I'm going to try to swatch this for you guys. It dries to a really nice consistency. It helps my eyeshadow stay. And for me, it's not that far off my lid color. Like, it just makes it a little bit more brown, obviously. I hope you can see that. And I like it. I like it a lot. I like using these. Packaging, everyone complains about, but meh, you get used to it, so it's okay. Like that. The next thing I would say that I use a lot as an eye base definitely is the paint pot. And that's because these are two of my favorite colors. Like I said, Indianwood is my go-to. I have a tendency to put Indianwood under everything and anything. I will say I'm a NC 42-43, depending on what foundation. And if you are around my complexion, it's your best friend. Rubenesque and Indianwood. Rubenesque, my sister is actually a fan of it. Hi. And she really, really loves it. I think the amount that she loves Rubenesque, I love Indianwood. And I mean, I still like Rubenesque a lot, but I do feel like there's a lot of gurus here that are fabulous, but they're very fair-skinned, and obviously the way it shows up on them is not going to show up on, you know, someone of my complexion. So that's that 2 cents. But I do love the paint pots. They bring out some great colors. On a side note, Woodwinked with either one of these is amazing, FYI. The next base I would say that I do like is, like, you know, the one I talked about was the Benefit one. Benefit. Yeah, that's just really nice when I actually do want that kind of muted, I was going to say muted and nude look and combine the two. So a nude and muted look. on my eye, so like it's a very plain canvas and I can just put any shadow on it and it's going to stay true to that color. So that's when I use this, or when I go for a really just neutral look, which to be honest with you, I do a lot of neutrals. I used to do a lot of color, but I feel like when you get to a certain age, neutrals kind of are your best friend. And not that I'm old at all, I'm actually quite young, but yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. So that's fantastic. And then I would say the shade stick. And the only reason why I say the shade stick is last, I'll swatch the color for you here. There, it's right in between. I'm sure you can see that shimmery. Just because of packaging, and you have to heat it up. I really appreciate Tiffany D when she uses shade sticks, because she says that she kind of like puts it on her finger, she'll rub it, and then rub it onto her eyelid, and it warms it up, and then that way it's just like a lot of people use the paint pots with their fingers, so it essentially turns into the same concept. So I like using it that way. I don't reach for it that much though. I probably should. It's pretty. I just don't end up reaching for it that much. So that's my 2 cents on primers and eye bases, and there are others I've tried. Just to name a few very quickly, ones that I've tried are L'Oreal Decrease. I didn't like it, and I appreciated it. I didn't like it. I do have the Hip Paints. I thought I grabbed it, but I didn't. The Hip Paints, I don't reach for that often, to be honest with you, because I feel like the MAC paints still do a better job. And to be honest with you, because they do end up doing, I would say, like a 10 to 15% better job, I reach for those more. And they're not that cheap unless you get them on a buy one get one free. So I don't really reach for it, and I don't really purchase them in the drugstores, to be honest with you, because I'm trying to like not go crazy. But I do have them. They're okay. I do not like the L'Oreal Decrease, like I just said. Too Faced Shadow Insurance didn't work for me, and I've tried the FYI primer that Benefit had before they released the Stay Don't Stray, this one right here in the pump, and it worked okay for me. To be honest with you, it worked just as well as any face primer I put on my lid works, if that makes sense. Excuse me. And for those of you guys that have tried that, you know what I'm talking about. And that's about it. If I'm forgetting something, I'll annotate it in the side. It's on this side. And if you have any questions or any requests, please let me know. I'm really excited to start doing videos. And yeah, alright. I hope you all have a great day. Okay, bye.